thank you for joining us on African Home Building News, brought to you by PE Live from our studios at Afanko, sponsored by Events Afrique, Temple Mountain, the African Home Building and Renovating magazine. My name is Nanaya Ochiribia. Coming up in the headlines, government to collaborate with the private sector to finish Saglemi housing project. Court fines 2 for fraudulent land transactions in La Accra. And in other news, Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning in Kenya proposes rent hike for civil servants. Now the news in detail. The government has initiated plans to collaborate with the private partners to finalize the Saglemi Affordable Housing Project. Commenced in 2012 under the National Democratic Congress NDC administration, the Saglemi Housing Project aimed to deliver 5,000 housing units. However, the project has faced controversy over alleged fund mismanagement, resulting in its suspension. During a site inspection, Works and Housing Minister Kojo Nkrumah revealed his intentions to engage a private partner within the next 5 weeks. The project, as per estimates from the Ghana Institute of Surveyors, requires over $100 million to finish. Given the current fiscal constraints, we need to explore alternative funding avenues to complete it, the Works and Housing Minister explained. Still staying with the Housing Minister, Kojo Nkrumah has provided reassurance regarding the completion of resettlement housing units for victims affected by the dam spillage-induced floods in the central and northern districts of the Volta region. He affirmed that the housing units will be ready for occupation before the year's end. Currently, efforts are underway by the ministry and other relevant stakeholders to validate preliminary data on the victims. This validation process aims to ensure an equitable distribution of the housing units among beneficiaries. Mr. Nkrumah made these statements during the groundbreaking ceremony for the resettlement project at New Bapa and the Central Town District. He emphasized that not all affected individuals require resettlement. Some only need refurbishment of their homes. The ongoing assessment aims to determine the appropriate interventions required in the affected communities and also taking into account essential utilities such as schools, markets, churches, and other amenities. He commended the collaborative efforts of the Volta Regional Coordinating Council, local chiefs, and assemblies in securing vast lands for the resettlement projects. Now let's head to the court. 2 individuals, Danoboche and Shadrach Monyam Demang, have been fined 90,000 Ghana cedis each by an Accra Circuit Court for fraudulent land transactions. In default, they face 7 years imprisonment. The court found them guilty of conspiring to defraud a couple of 300,000 Ghana cedis by falsely promising to sell them land in Chado, near La in Accra. Boche was additionally found guilty of fraudulent land transactions and sentenced accordingly. The couple had deposited 300 Ghana cedis as part payment for the land, but later discovered it had been granted to someone else. Despite promise of repayment, only 20,000 Ghana cedis was refunded, leaving a balance of 280 Ghana cedis. The prosecution, led by Deputy Superintendent of Police Evans Kese, revealed that the accused issued post-dated checks that were later dishonored, leading to their arrest after the complaints filed a complaint with the Accra Regional CID. Please stay with us as we go for a short break. We will be right back.
Dear friends, come along with me on a journey of your dreams to that place of peace and tranquility, a place to call home, Temple Mount. Imagine the Garden of Eden, just with beautiful homes. Our journey begins as the sumptuous gates of Temple Mount opens gracefully to reveal the wide, tree-lined boulevard of Abraham Drive. Come along with me for the slow drive through of this most exquisite of developments in Ghana. On each side of Abraham Drive are the most beautiful white homes with red brick tile roofs of rich gray slates. Each home is a masterpiece, of architecture and is surrounded by lush green lawns and a radiant array of flowers and plants. The pavements are carefully designed for safety and to enhance the beauty of the whole development. As we approach the well-laid-out communal area, the breathtakingly beautiful infinity pool comes into view. Imagine yourself lying in it with a cold drink on a very hot day. Pure heaven. Set out around the pool are the outdoor sitting areas amidst the trees and plants, providing a welcome shade and a gentle breeze. Step into the Cotton Club restaurant and cafe. This is a social club exclusively for the residents of Temple Mount and their families and friends. Here you can enjoy a wide variety of drinks and food freshly cooked on site. On Friday and Saturday nights, there is a live band which plays soft blues and jazz music for residents and their guests. Further along is the well-stocked communal shop with a small bakery with lots of provisions and drinks and a very good supply of commonly used medicines. As we walk along, there is the communal gym furnished with first-class gym equipment. A few steps away is the children's playground with an assortment of very good and safe playground equipment. As you turn the corner, hidden away amongst the trees and flowers, you come across the most beautiful little white chapel, a little temple on the mountain. It's there for those moments of quiet contemplation and to say a little prayer, and for small events like christenings and birthdays for your little children and grandchildren. Further along in the communal area is a huge garden center for those of you with green fingers. I promise you, you will be spoilt for choice by the vast array of flowers and plants to choose from. Along the perimeter and throughout Temple Mount, there are more than 2 miles of pedestrianized walkways underneath the branches of the trees. The park benches dotted along the way are good for a little rest. The walking paths will inevitably take you to the natural spring water source on Temple Mount. When you do come to it, I ask you kindly that you are respectful. Remember, it's been there since the beginning of time. Temple Mount is a home for people of all ages. Remember a time not so long ago when the world was more innocent and little children rode their bikes safely all over the community and had friends on every street, and parents were happy and secure in the knowledge that their precious little children were safe. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome home. Welcome to Temple Mount.
Welcome back from the break. This is African Home Building News brought to you by P Live from our studios at Ofanko. Now in international news, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning in Kenya intends to raise the rent for civil servants residing in some housing units nationwide. This decision follows a 23-year gap since the last rent review conducted in 2001, primarily due to delayed refurbishments caused by inadequate funding. Charles Henga, the Principal Secretary for Housing and Urban Planning informed the members of Parliament and the ministry that had requested for permission from the National Treasury to implement the rent hike. He emphasized the necessity of revisiting this matter, highlighting the significant duration since the last review. Mr. Henga presented this information during an appearance before the National Assembly Public Accounts Committee chaired by the nominated MP John Mbadi to address audit queries for the 2021 and 2022 financial year. That's all for news. Thank you for staying with us, and a very big thank you to Events Afrique Temple Mount and the African Home Building and Renovating Magazine for sponsoring. For more news, kindly visit our website www.propertyexpress.org. You can also reach us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Property Express. This has been PE Live. My name is Nanaya Ochiribia. Have a good time.